So to begin, you're going to take a piece of 9" by 9" gray, or really any color drawing paper, and measure in a 1" border. So you're just measuring 1" all the way around. So the next thing you're going to do once you have your border is you're going to find your viewfinders and you're going to cut out the centers of them. So you cut the square with the scissors nice and neat. So you have 3 different sizes of viewfinders. You're just going to cut all of them. You have a rectangle, a square, and a smaller square. Once they're cut out, you're going to take your viewfinder and you're going to find a spot on your bottle that you're interested in drawing. So find a spot that just looks interesting to you, maybe a spot that has a lot of reflections or highlights. And then you're going to just trace around with your pencil the area that you plan to draw. And you're going to do that with all 3 of your viewfinders. You might want to do a couple different bottles if there's not enough space on one bottle. But you're breaking it up, finding little interesting spots. So then you want to take your viewfinders and create like a little composition onto your good paper. You're arranging the squares in a way that looks interesting and balanced. You don't want to have them all off to one side. You want to make sure the weight of them kind of feels even. And you just trace your little squares where you want them to be on your page and spend a little time moving them around until you find a spot that looks balanced and interesting to you. Then you're going to take your squares and you're going to cut them out of your image, and you're going to scribble some graphite or some pencil on the back of your square, nice and dark. Then you're going to place it over the spot that you decided you were going to draw that shape on your good paper, and you're going to trace over your highlights. So you're actually just outlining the shape of your highlights. So on the back of each shape that you cut out, you're putting a nice layer of graphite or pencil, just like that. Then you place it over the shape where you mapped it out on your good paper, and you're going to draw the outline and then the shape of some of your biggest shadows and your biggest highlights. You don't want to trace everything, it's going to get a little too busy. You just want to kind of give yourself guide marks so you know the position of everything, where everything is. So when you start with the colored pencil, you have like a little bit of a map. So you see we're finding just kind of the big shapes. So you're thinking of the shadows as shapes and the highlights as shapes. And there you can see it's just like a little map. It's not super detailed and it's very light. Next thing you want to do is tape those images down to a piece of paper so that you have it. You may even want to take a digital photograph of that so that you always have it recorded somewhere, and if you ever lose it, you have a copy.